What the hell? Why is it on the ground?
I wish I was better.
Why? What happened?
What happened here?
I am currently standing in our dining room, and this is nice and spacious. And to the right of me are these ginormous sliding doors. And the best thing that we could possibly come up with for the outside of those doors is a nice, beautiful deck that extends the dining room all the way out. And today, folks, we're gonna accomplish just that. Our materials are already here. They got them sourced from the same place we got the rest of our lumber. The concrete footings have been poured when we laid the foundation of this house, thinking ahead. And since we got the materials, it's time to set our anchor post into the ground to see the area that we're working with to start building this deck ground up.
So I don't know what my concrete guy was thinking, but this one on center, this one's on center, that's not on center. So I have to find like a good middle ground compromise because I don't like how offset this is. So yeah, concrete guy was drunk. Hammer time. Well, SDS hammer drill time.
So I got a call yesterday saying that they're bringing the lumber for the deck. This is the Trex deck that already showed up, but we're waiting on the 4x6 beam that comes across. He said he delivered it. He said, where do you want me to put it? Just in this little wood section? I was like, yeah, do that. Put that in that area. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm not seeing it here, which makes me think that he took it to the wrong friggin' place. I bet you it's gonna be up there. Down that road somewhere. Well, let's go find out. I really hope it's not there. Okay. You gotta be. That's my 4x6 beam for the deck. I freaking took it to the wrong house. Freaking hell, man.
All right, just got done carrying this monstrosity down the hill.
To buy me some time building this deck, the framers actually included the bid to include building of the deck. Now, it doesn't mean finishing it, it just means framing it all up. I just got here and it seems like they're already done with this deck, so let me go check it out to see if we're ready to start laying our Trex. What the hell? Why is it on the ground?
I wish I was better.
Why? What happened?
What happened here? Why is that deck on the ground?
We were supposed to lift it or something?
I appreciate the help with it, but the thing is the plans show that there's hangers on both sides. And the way it's getting secured is it goes off here, comes out, and attaches with hangers on the bottom of this. And then we got to put a post underneath it.
So we still gotta put a post?
A post in there.
Okay, so that's not a kind of a problem. We can just lift it.
It's really heavy.
We can just like redo the freaking the deck, but that's that.
Are you sure? I got so excited. I got it all ready for you. And I came here and I was like, what in the hell?
The thing is we didn't have the post for it.
Yeah, so the post, the way I kind of imagine is we'd use that, the beam, and we set the beam and then set this beam on top of that one. And then I would have to get the brackets that connect them together, keep them from moving. ¿Cómo está, amigo?
Bien, bien, amigo.
Bien.
¿Cuántas las cervezas?
48 in my truck.
¿Cuántas?
Yeah.
Come on, pues. Andamos.
Maybe after this is done.
And this beam shows to be like right on the
Concrete footing.
concrete footing. You see it.
But look, but on this side, it's flat. That's my biggest problem is big step.
Yeah, I also saw that.
Because the picture here shows that it's a smooth transition. Let's lift it, keep it close to the edge on top, because the board that I'm putting on top, the Trex deck, is like 3/4 inches, I think.
Yeah.
So just bring it up to 3/4 inches right here. Let the deck run off. And then I want it to be like flat, because the idea is the door opens up and you have extra space on the deck. So yeah, let's bring it up to the top and then just cut off that thing and put a post at the bottom.
You know, when it rains, it pours. Not only is there problems with the cabin build, especially this deck thing, but now my truck had to go into the shop and get not only new tires, and also the diesel filters need to be changed. And of course, I was without a truck for a while, but that reminds me, the importance of taking care of your truck, especially for things that I do. I rely on this thing to get the job done, whatever it is. And that's why I'm excited to talk about the sponsors of today's video, Real Truck. I love working with Real Truck for quite some time. They create some of the coolest accessories to bring my truck to life. One of the most recent things that I just got is this Real Truck elevation wrap. The T-slotted system is absolutely incredible. Most trucks, when you put a tonneau cover, like I did this Retrax from Real Truck last time, you can't put a rack system on because it covers all these little holes to be able to put that rack. But with this elevation rack, it fits slick right into this track, and it's fully adjustable to go up and down this rail system to get this rack system looking exactly positioned the way you want. And the T-slot system doesn't just end there. There's a T-slot system on top here. So you could put sidebars or any other kind of accessories on there, whether you're hauling canoes or putting sheets of plywood, you're able to throw it on there, put the sidebars on it as well, and ratchet or tie it into place, and that sucker's secured. Real Truck has millions of parts and accessories to fit exactly perfectly for your truck, including this last thing that I put on, these power steps that don't come on this 2013 F350, but now I got them. So bring your truck to life, give it the love it deserves, make it a badass truck. Click the link in the description below or head to realtruck.com to check out so many cool parts and accessories. Thank you, Real Truck, for partnering us on this and helping me get the job done with the right parts and accessories. Now, let's get back to this deck. All right, we got the problem fixed. Got it lifted up, and I got it lifted up exactly perfect to be 3/4 inches from the bottom of the sill, just because the Trex deck will slide neatly underneath it. That's the part that I was super excited about. So there's like a flawless transition. Got the last of the boards on. We ended up picking up and putting the post down, so I brought some hardware to secure it. All in all, it's turning up really well. This is, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this 6x10 beam might be a little overkill for, you know, a 12-foot deck, but whatever. I'd love to hear your insight. Gonna throw the remainder of the hangers on, and then we'll start securing the brackets for the post down below so this thing doesn't start shifting on us when the weather changes. Last of the floor joists are in. What we're gonna do to not make any mistakes like we have in the past is when the Trex comes in, it's great, but we're gonna put a frame around it. So we're gonna need to put some blocking right here so that it can actually grab onto something and not just go flip over. All right, it's decking time. So this is a Trex deck. This stuff lasts forever. One disappointing part is when I ordered this Trex deck, they're like, look online, check the color you like, let us know. I did, pick the color. That's the right name. That's not the color that it looks like online, which sucks. I was going for like a lighter color, but brown is still fine, I guess. I don't know, nothing goes right here. This looks like a transition piece, which I've never actually seen them before, like when you go to like Home Depot or something, but it's cool that we got it. Here's what we got going on here. The nice thing is we have a backing piece here to secure the apron, which is gonna be mitered down the middle here. The problem is if the boards are running this way, which they have to, there's not enough meat for it to grab onto here. So, I mean, if I give it a little bit of an overhang, we can grab onto it, but I feel like I need to just add another, just a backing piece right there, just to give it just that little added support and not worry about it in the future.
Bringing out the miter saw. An idiot, I'm like, man, I don't like this color. And then I flip it over and I go, oh, that's the color that I went with. That's so dumb of me. That looks so much better than this. Stupid. I'm exhausted, folks. Look how tight this miter is, kid. That's a good looking miter. It's a little celebrations at this point. Okay, the hardest part is done. That's starting your line. We got our corners nice, tight mitered, got our first row going, and then we're gonna use these universal clips to slide that in place here, secure it with a screw. This is probably a better example. That way it presses it all down together, it conceals the screws, and it's gonna be a nice, pretty looking deck. Here's the thing that I didn't anticipate when getting a premium product like Trex deck as opposed to, you know, Douglas fir, natural wood. You would think that the selling point is that it's longevity, right? You don't have to sand it and restain it every couple of years. But you'd imagine being like a composite PVC product that it would be dead straight. But they'd still bow out. Like this is all tight together. And then we have like a 1/4 inch gap here. So you're still having to manhandle it. I don't know how it's shifting. It shouldn't, but you're still manhandling it. I did find a little trick that has been working so far for me, is if you start on one side and you get it into place, and we know it's gonna bow out a little bit on the other side, set one of your screws on the opposite side all the way in, and then do it every couple of boards. That way it all kind of keeps pressed together as you're going along. But for some reason, this one's not dead plumb or flat as it should be. But you know, we're figuring it out one step at a time. This is the part that I was getting real nervous about. We're gonna see if we can get a full piece in here. So we're looking at 5.5. Well, let's see here, 5 3/4 by the time you get a gap. So 5 3/4. Just a little sliver there. Damn, that's gonna be annoying to put in. Man, that sucks. How do you guys build decks when it comes to like decking the top of it? Do you guys build from the wall out, or do you build from out to in? I'd be curious to know. Maybe there's a better way. My fear was gonna be if I build from here out, then I'm gonna have to cut the sliver out there, and that's gonna look kind of wanky versus out here. Also, did I say wanky? I meant wonky. About 3/4 inches reveal here. Typically that's not too bad. Maybe ideally we should have started from here and gone out, but then again we wouldn't have any reveal there. So I got two options. Because it's a subtle reveal, it's not too bad. I just don't like that you could see the wood. That's really what's catching your eye. I got two options. I could either A, use deck paint and paint the part that's revealing, which would be perfect. It wouldn't catch your eye. It would blend in with this, just painted black.
or I could try to rip a 3/4 inch piece, put it in there. But the only problem is I don't have any backing. I mean, some backing I do, but it's going to be a 3/4 inch piece. By the time you put a screw in there, it could crack on you. So I'm going to explore the piece that would fit in there first. And if it cracks, and then I'll just paint it. But at least I gave it the good old college try. But in the meantime, I think what I'm going to go from here is cut the next board out here, trimmed it out, and then we can continue a flawless transition all the way across without too many seams. Building a deck is always an adventure. You never know what you're going to get. Oh, great. I cut the transition piece. That's great. This was the goal with the sliding door, just perfectly under a perfect transition, but we'll have to come up with something special over there. In the meantime, I'm gonna start trimming this back so I can get the other miter apron wrapped around it. This deck came out so nice. I was actually a little hesitant thinking it's gonna be too small of a deck, but 200 square feet works really nice. I mean, in the ideal world, it'd be cool to get it spread out here, but if you think about it, whether you're coming from that side or this side, you can at least walk around it if you need to. Now, we're not done yet. We still gotta paint the bottom part. We gotta put the hardware on, but before we do that, let's talk about the hardware, the railing that we're gonna deal with, because that is that's a 2.5 foot drop. We need a railing. So the whole kit was supplied to me. Well, I paid for it through the lumberyard. They quoted everything, which is kind of convenient. But when you ever get stuff like that, it's not like this instruction. So it looks pretty straightforward. We are gonna have 7 posts all around. I got 6-footers and 8-footers for the railing. They look like they just sit right inside there. And you put these caps over it and then secure the screws from the side. That looks pretty simple. And then these cover the post bases. But what I don't know is what in the heck this little U-channel thing is. Again, no instructions that comes with this because this is not for, like, you know, an Amazon sell or anything. But we're gonna see what the orientation looks like and if we need to cut anything. That's gonna be the most interesting part, is we need to manipulate anything. All right, for the rails, we have 6-footers and we have 8-footers. They're 34 inches tall. And the spread here on the shallow side, we're almost 9 feet long. So we can't use the 8 and we can't use the 6. So it seems like we're gonna have to break them down into even sections, I guess. Probably use whatever we got here. I'm gonna get my angle grinder, set the first post, and then just kind of go from there. This should be interesting. Good news is I figured out what these things were, and it didn't take long. I just take them out. They're wedges, so in case your deck is going one way or another, you just put them underneath and then cut the rest off. So we got to the bottom of that mystery. But the packaging did not include the lags that go into the deck, and we are an hour and a half outside of town, so I'm gonna bring that up tomorrow. So right now my goal is to just cut and set them together so that tomorrow I can secure them and balance them. This is one solid railing. I've never installed railings before in my life, and this came out actually way better than I thought. Really easy to do. As long as you keep it leveled left to right, you should be good. It's kind of fun to watch it from the side and just see it perfectly straight. Next up on the list, we got these lower brackets that essentially is a little apron skirt that goes around it, covers all the screw holes. Oh, and by the way, the kit is called Cinch. I got it from the lumber yard where I got all my supplies, and you know, it's been chaotic trying to get all the supplies. This kit, surprisingly, everything came to place, everything was in order, nothing went wrong, and we had enough supplies. Okay, so we addressed it. They fixed the deck in terms of elevation and all that stuff, but here's what they didn't fix. I have a post that's sticking out 2.5 inches. Now, I don't know why not just extend it an extra 2.5, 3 inches on that side. It won't make a big difference. It's gonna be fine. But no, they're just like, no, this is what it is. So now what I have to do is take a bottle jack this thing up, remove this post, realign everything, and then twist this post over to the side so it'll run this way and not that way. Do you remember the abandoned house where I had to lift the entire roof? Well, now I'm lifting an entire deck. So in case you guys are like, wait, why did your deck just freely come off that post? Well, I specifically asked my framers not to secure them because I wanted to get a proper, better looking aesthetically hardware. So I got these Simpson strong tie, really cool brackets, heavy duty. But before I can put them on, I need to stain this and weather protect it as well. So I've been going back and forth about what color do I paint stain this deck bottom part. Because keep in mind, everything's gonna be cedar line there, black metal roof. We have already accent black here, brown top decking. And then I thought it'd be a little weird to have more black stain on the bottom. Plus, when snow drips down, the black color just starts looking, I don't know, it's like kind of like a card that's dirty. So I'm gonna give it more of a camouflage. And the solution that I came up with is at Home Depot, I picked up this Behr Premium Waterproof Stain Sealer, and the color is Cedar Nature Stone. So hopefully it creates this more of like a caramel kind of tone, so it blends in really well. I'm gonna give it a nice quick stir and start applying it with a brush. All right, change of plans. Did a test sample. The color is absolutely terrible. That looks orange to me. Let me get you guys in better light here. What in the actual heck? Look at this. That's just orange. That's such an ugly color. What are we doing, folks? As soon as I opened this can and I was like, no way. That does not look like that. All right, I gotta go back in town, go get something, maybe a darker color, maybe something that will match the top of the deck better. I'm glad I didn't even do a test run on the deck itself because I would have had to sand it right off. Take two, about Cabot, honey teak. They didn't have any samples in the store to see what it looks like. I went to this little mom and pop's place down here. So I had to Google it. It looks like it's close to natural with a hint of honey, I'm guessing. So far, this looks promising already. Let's mix it up. Oh yeah, this looks much more closer to cedar and actually the look that we might be wanting to go with. All right, let's throw it on. I might regret this at the end of the day. All right, I'll be honest, I am not terribly excited about how it turned out. I'm not super disappointed, I'm optimistic. Here's what I'm looking at. So it's more orange, just red. Why is it so hard to find more of just like an actual tan color? The color combination between the brown, we'll call it cedar color, and the black really makes it look like it's a fall color. From a distance, it's a cool accent. I dig that. I'm gonna wait till it fades off overnight, dries off, see what it looks like before I really make up my mind. But I'm also
by the time we get to putting cedar boards across the, the bump outs and the gables and stuff like that, it might complement it. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, I will figure something else out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys like it? I think it's all right, like for like a cabiny thing, but let me know and be nice. Well, I got good news and bad news. Bad news is it rained. The good news is the stain got time to cure, and I love the way it turned out. It's not too orange like I was afraid of, and I'm really hoping that it's gonna complement the cedar siding so much better now. I guess sometimes you gotta let these things cure overnight before you make your final decision. And my other concern was always the footings, and as you can see, we actually did a pretty good job that it slopes away. It's not building up any puddles on top, except for one little troublemaker right here, which, again, it's a good thing it's not going on top of the post, so we're gonna have to dig more of this out to create a better slope so we avoid this puddle from creating us any kind of damage in the future. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. Make sure you tune in for next week's video where we're finally gonna get a roof on this thing. Black metal roof after 3 torrential rains. It's much needed. And in the meantime, here's a video I think you might enjoy. Bye.